Hello, arty friends. We are here for some watercolor wonder from our very own Patricia. It's P over there.
M over there.
Patricia.
Mariah.
And together
We are PM Artist Studio.
I don't know why I'm so yellow all of a sudden. But anyway, I'll work on that here in a minute.
Oh,
No
you
worries.
are.
Yeah, I don't. Well, it's overcast, so I don't have my good natural light coming through. And so you're all lit up because, you know, we put all the lights on you.
Well, I could share some of them.
No, don't do that. I don't. And I'm sick. I don't know if y'all noticed that, but I'm sick. My little baby, in true Christmas tradition, has brought me the present of being ill. And then we heard one kid was sent home today with,
Because he
was
threw
throwing
up at
and I was
school.
like, oh yay. So Christmas Day, that's probably what I have to look forward to, because that also seems to be something that happens every year. Yay. So, yay to all that. Okay, let's say hello to everybody that is here. Do say hello in the chat so I can say hello back. Otherwise, I do not know that you were here. Set your chat to live chat. Otherwise, you will miss things. We don't want you to miss things. Now, if you want to hang out in the background, that's totally fine. We very much appreciate it. But what we appreciate the most...
Thumbsies upsies.
You want to know why? Let me just tell you why. Number one, it says, hey, we like you and we like what you're doing, which we very much appreciate. Because some days we don't feel like, you know... I don't know. Some days I have. I'm like, I hope everybody likes what we do. And then we get thumbsy upsies, and I'm like, now I know.
Yay.
Not that my whole, you know,
Thank you,
existence
Stella.
is, you know, based on thumbsy upsies, but it is very helpful. It's also very helpful if you're new to the channel and you want to subscribe, because we're here at 7,799. It was at 801, and then 2 went away. I don't understand this. It's very strange, but whatever. I try not to obsess about it too much, but one of these days I do want a plaque. All right. Hello to Acme Amy. Heather's here. Betsy. Bored Grandma is in the house. Candy. Carol. Carrie. Charmaine. Dana. Darcy just popped in there. Charmaine. Dana. I think I already said Dana, but see, it's moving on me. Eddie. Elizabeth's here. Estella. Actually, it's Eddie, and then it's Elizabeth, not Eddie Elizabeth. Sorry, that was funny. Fairy Tales and Fireflies, that's Patty. Fran on the Edge. Hello, Fran. We have missed you. We talk about you all the time.
Yeah, we do.
Sometimes it's nice. Gina. Griffin Shell, that's Rhonda. Helen. Jenna, a.k.a. Jana. Jennifer McKinnon. Kathy. Lisa. Lydia. Marguerite. Nancy. Naomi. Hey, Naomi. We're glad you're here.
Yes, we are.
Patricia. Paula. Panka. Ricky Nordmeyer. SAG, that's Sarah. Sherry Black Dog Design. Shiny Things, that's Julie. Star Traveler. Terry Jones. This Shelly Studio. Wendy. Yes, sir. Oh, she did. Okay. Is Tracy here? Tracy, are you here? I have a question for you. I need to holler at you. Because she, okay, yeah. I kind of remember saying something about something being sent, but okay. Anyway. That's Tracy LaBeouf, please. Please stand up. Raise your hand. I'm going to put a little, oh, that's a lot. I don't need that much. See, a little bit. There we go. That's a little better. All right, so today is Thursday Thoughts. What thoughts do you have?
I have thoughts setting up for successful play.
Ooh, look at you.
I know. And I mean to tell you, okay, so things were getting out of hand, and
Which things? I'm just curious.
just generally speaking,
Okay.
Mariah,
I don't know if we
you
were...
don't need to be. So I really hate admitting
did.
this because it gives her such great joy. I don't know. Maybe I should just not withhold that because she is just so obviously gleeful whenever I say that I'm
Assessing things.
cleaning and assessing.
Yeah.
And I have everything card making in a box with the pieces of paper that I have used, and they're all in their fan shape, and I can go.
Oh,
See
thank
them?
you, Darcy. No,
I found a whole bunch more cards.
see, this is why I can't. We
Yeah.
can't call it a short
I
day.
knew that I had more stockings. You know the little stocking?
You found them? You found
I
them over
found
there?
3 more. They were stuck to the bottom of the box.
Of course they were.
Underneath a whole
Y'all
bunch
y'all
of
think I just say
other
that to be
stuff.
funny? I really don't. I mean, it is 100% factual. And it is something that is said around here. I say, did you look on the bottom of everything? Because that's where it usually is.
Yeah.
Stuck to something on the bottom.
And when I went over to pick up my watercolor dish, for my mixing thing, there was
Rhonda says admit nothing.
There was a little round hoop-de-doo.
Another hoop-de-doo.
A trinket stuck to the bottom of it.
Oh, Fred's saying it too. They're all saying, don't admit it.
I know. Well, anyway, I just thought, I should really model the behavior that I'm advocating. Sometimes I know I tell you you should do things, but I don't do it. I'm doing it. But we're going to start back with card making, and hopefully we'll have some wonderful watercolor pieces to then make into cards.
Wonderful.
That's my goal for today. Hopefully.
Yes. Hey, Devin.
And I don't know how far we're going to get with this, but I'm just going to read you my overview here so you can kind of, check it off as we go along. Hopefully. Yeah. Okay. Setting up for successful play. It's just like a kid. They gather all their stuff that they want to use when they're going out to the sandbox, and they haul it out there with them, so they'll have it when they're ready. The shovel, the pail, the truck, the whatever. Izzy does that. I've watched her do that. She used to, when we would get ready to go to the park, she would get her stuff together in a bag. Because she loved to send her little animals down the slides. Yeah, it was great fun. But anyway,
Hi, Rob.
it's important to get your stuff together in order to play. Number 1.
Get your sugar together.
This is easier if I put this up like this. I can see it better. I hope that it's not
You're fine.
bothering.
No, it's perfect.
Can you still see me? I'm not. Okay.
Can you dig it? We can dig it.
Okay, number 1. It is easier, more fun when all the toys are at hand ready for rapid deployment. That's I think, I'm going to have Mariah write that down and put that on there. I think that's a wonderful little.
I will if you text it to me.
Number 2, more play, less frustration when supplies are readily available. You're not hunting around for the right brush to use while your water's drying on your paper. You're not, trying to find the right color. You've got those all lined out.
I've been a little flustered about that here lately.
I have been, and I think that's one of the reasons that I did the thing with my cards.
Yeah.
I really think that this is going to make the card making process a whole lot more efficient, and I'll be able to mess around and play with the placement of this one instead of, trying to find something.
Yeah.
I really...
And time is of the essence during the live
Time is of the
stream.
essence.
We don't want... y'all give us your time. So it's in our best interest, I think, to value that.
Yeah, and I
we
kind of
do.
feel like apologizing for the last couple of live streams because I know there was a lot of fumbling around and trying to find
I
stuff.
thought it was kind of fun. Like, some of that is certainly just life.
Okay. Point number 3. In watercolor, I always set up my paints, my water, my brushes, my paper in the same spot. And I used to do this with my children. In fact, they couldn't even paint until I'd been around the whole room to make sure that everybody had their setup ready to go. The reason is because they will have their paintbrush willy-nilly. They'll be dragging water across their stuff. It's a really good thing to, and it's such an easy thing to do. And I know it seems kind of constraining, but in the long run, it's really freeing if you don't have to remember where it is.
Well, it's a lot like painting a room. I know the prep is a, expletive. But if you do the prep properly, painting that room goes a lot nicer, and you have better results.
This is the same thing. Okay. It makes painting more immediate and natural. Once you get used to having your stuff in the same spot and not having to search for items relevant to the process, increases the joy and ultimately your self-confidence. Okay. Number 4. Today we're going to focus on 3 techniques. I hope we make it to some other things, but I want to bring these home because if you can accomplish these 3 techniques, you can watercolor. You can watercolor anything. Okay? Now,
Playing in the puddle style.
absolutely, that's one of the techniques that I have, because it's a specialty technique of wet on wet, playing in the puddle. But also, I'm going to do the complete saturation. I didn't do that in the others.
Okay.
All right, bullet point. Allow the water to work for you. You don't have to, I would tell my children, you're not painting walls. You're pinpointing. And always leave sparkles. That's some of the white paper showing. That's what makes it quintessentially watercolor. If you just make everything, if you cover everything, then I think it doesn't speak to me of watercolor. And it's not fair to add white.
Yeah.
Although I do sometimes. All right,
We're mixed media
supplies.
Preface that.
3, yeah, seriously. Well, I don't think I have to. I mean, there's been enough disclaimer.
Well, just in case somebody just wandered in.
That's true.
Yeah.
I've done, I've disclaimered that to,
Yeah.
the ends of the earth. Supplies, 3 main ones. 1, brushes. Buy the best quality that you can afford. They will last a lifetime, and use them only for watercolor. If you have brushes, if you want to buy cheap brushes, use them on your acrylics, because they're going to get jacked up anyway.
The nice stuff, save it for the watercolor.
Yeah. Nice stuff, save it for the water. And really seriously, I'm dead serious about that. Paints. You don't have to buy high quality watercolors right out of the bag. But if you want to, here's what I suggest. Buy the smallest set that you can get in a brand name.
Yeah.
Or buy the primary colors, blue, red, and yellow, in a tube paint. You can squeeze them in the little orifices that you can buy one of those little things.
Palette things.
Palette things, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think the small set is going to serve you well, and you're going to decide what it is that you like to do. And then you can advance, and you can, bring in more colors, whatever. Number 3, paper. It's not necessary to use the primo, 100% cotton, fancy paper. But I do recommend that you get some and you try it. Because I've tried some really expensive. I don't like Fabriano is one of them. It smells. It has a smell to it. And I'm not usually sensitive about that. But it just smells funny to me. And a lot of it is because they do put a finish on them, on watercolor paper. And some of it has more finish than others. And you just have to discover this on your own. I could sit here and show you all this, but number one, I don't really want to do that. And anyway, when you are experimenting with different colored papers, it's your first, rodeo. Do write little notes to yourself. Either on the piece that you actually did, or put it in a book.
It may seem silly, but I can't tell you, even just on even sketches or whatever, like for the first 2 years of PM Artist Studio, P would leave little notes on everything, which was fabulous, because when we'd come back, we'd be like, oh, okay, yeah, I know, yeah, we remember. Yeah. Because you just don't always remember.
You don't always remember. And until you get used to doing it, and then you will remember, and it won't be necessary anymore. But just when you're starting out, that's my best possible advice.
They would like, Ricky would like that written up and maybe posted in Makers.
Oh. So. Okay, well, we can do that. I'll just...
She'll hand it to me, and then I'll...
Here you go, Mariah.
Type it up.
Oh,
that's good.
I can't lift across.
What's up with that shoulder?
That shoulder, it got... I turned wrong when I got out of bed in one of my episodes, venturing off to the bathroom.
Stomping off to the bathroom, yes.
Yes. It's because
she's
house...
in a hurry. She is not a light stepper. She's not a ballerina.
Besides, I don't think that this house has good flooring. It creaks right in front of the bathroom every time.
Well, that's true, but you are not a light stepper, my little mommy.
Well, I'm not, but, you know.
That's okay. That's the love you.
All right, we're ready to go. Top side, and I want you to appreciate all
going
this
top side.
wonderfulness that I've got going on here, and I have to look and see if it's in the proper place.
Do I need to move it up or over, or I mean, you're seeing a lot of it.
Yeah, I think it's pretty good because over here is just what I have over here, and I do want everyone to see the set.
I could turn us off.
I think that would be good for right now.
Y'all okay with that?
Just so that they can see where I have everything.
Okay.
Because right now you can't see my brushes and my paper towels and all that necessary stuff over here.
Okay. Look at that. Full screen. Aw, thanks, Violet.
Oh, Violet, thank
Until we
you.
both read that. Aw. We're reading chat.
Yes, the texture, the finish, and actually the finish on what I'm using today, I just will tell you, is this very reasonably priced.
Oh, this is the Hippie Crafter stuff.
Yeah. And it's 140 pound natural white. It isn't, you know, it's not super expensive watercolor paper.
Yeah.
But I don't so much care for hot press. Unless
Cold
I'm
press.
just...
Isn't that cold?
Hot press is where you have, it's pebbly.
No.
Cold press
Cold.
is pebbly.
Yeah. Think burr.
Well, this is...
Bumpy.
Well, this is cold press.
Is it kind of bumpy?
No. It's pretty smooth. I think it just depends on the brand.
I think so.
It says right here. I'll drag it back over here.
Make me a liar.
Drag it back over here. Well, it really doesn't say. Yeah, cold press surface.
Okay.
It's acid free and neutral pH. I mean, you know, that's something.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know what, but that's something. So anyhow, I like less bumpiness because a lot of times my watercolors will be mixed media, and I will come in with a pen, or I will use my colored pencils or something else along with them.
Right.
And it's really not very much fun to do those things over that pebbly surface.
Yeah.
If you want, you know, if you just can't stand it and you have to do it, I say that's great. Now, I did show you my swatch on the watercolors that we're going to be using today, but I did want to talk about some others real quick. Now, this is the Tiffany Sharp set.
This is the one that you can get at April. Here, and I'll just put a link to April's store because this is a great little set. I think it's quite reasonable. These are fantastic, you know, definitely kind of higher end for sure watercolors.
And the thing about is you're going to receive this each little square of paint. So you do need to buy a receptacle of some sort, a palette pan.
A palette pan.
They don't provide that. But what's really cool is that they click in there, and the extra pans that I got with this, I just put it in between, and that way I can kind of mix in the hole there if I want to. Now, I'm not using these today because I've got some really nice metallics out here, and we're going to talk about metallics is that's another session. That's another time. But this little set is a really nice little set, nice beginner set. This is really, I mean, I don't know, and we'd have to ask April if they actually, if this was a gift in from our Baltimore trip, and I felt real bad about. Okay, yeah, you can see it. Can you see this big glob of paint over here? That, because I didn't allow them to dry before I put them in the bag. And so they went on their side and it leaked out. So I'm missing some of my purple there. And then my purple joined up with my green over here. I'm really, I don't know what that, I mess them all up anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
She does.
And I don't know if this little tiny set is available, but it's a good one, and they're good quality watercolors. They're very nice and moist and rapidly get to a painting consistency. And I didn't know any of the names of the colors, so I couldn't write them down. But I do recommend if you are getting your pan watercolors, and they do have a color name, and you might want to order that separately, or if that is an option.
Yeah.
Yeah, write those colors down because you won't remember them. I promise you, you will not remember them. And then my last set that I have is Lucas Krill. And I just got this because it was on sale.
Yeah.
It's good stuff. I like the little palette. This little brush comes with it that fits in here perfectly. It's kind of a bummer to get out. There we go. And it's a nice little brush. It's of respectable quality. Now, I don't really need this one because I'm using Hippie Crafter today, but I like this set, and this is a nice one to take with you. Travels nicely, has a nice little case. And I've swatched the colors, and obviously I didn't write down the color names. It will. I could probably do that still. Anywho, okay. So, I've got everything set up here. I've got my clean water, I've got my rinse out my brush water, I've got my palette here. You can see that. Yeah?
I don't know what else I'm looking for here.
Bring that down just a tiny bit more.
Here we go.
Yeah. I would not, you know, I probably wouldn't buy this set because it's number one, it's too big, takes up too much room on my desk. But since they sent it to me, boy, I'm happy. I'm going to use it. If you have limited space and you don't need a huge watercolor palette, and especially just starting out, you don't need that. Just don't need it.
Unless you want it.
Okay, unless you want it. And you have room for it.
Hey, monkey.
Okay. I've got my paper over here. I've got my brushes right here, all handy. I can flip them around and find the one I want quite easily. I might have to have Mariah get me some clean water along the way.
Do you want me to turn our cameras back on?
Well, I think you can now that everyone's seen where everything is here.
Okay.
And I have these two little swatches right here. That's to test my watercolor before I put it on my paper.
All right.
I mean, I don't need it, but I like to have those just in case. And I have my fat brushes over here. Okay, I'm going to take this and put this up here on the cart because I don't ever use that anyway. You know, I don't know. I work for something that you should do, Mariah. I don't really like those brushes. The water brushes.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. Just don't. I didn't start using them early enough in my life, so I guess that, you know, that's part of the problem. One of the things I recommend that you do is you get some water going in your, and I just drizzle it. See how?
Rhonda says, I'm not that way. I want all the watercolor paint colors.
Well, you know, I do too, but I don't necessarily need them.
Yeah, and they're nice to have.
It's nice to have.
It's a luxury.
But you don't have to. All right, we're going to do total wet on wet here. And I discovered this as an accident because I laid some down on here. And they were really wet and they were sticky, and I thought, well, boy, this is great. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to paint the back of your paper so it stays put.
And that's just an off-cut piece of the plexiglass that she uses for her gel plates.
And I'm just wetting the whole thing down. If you don't want your that to show, write it on the back, and then you can paint this side and you won't have that on there. And then if you want to use it for a card or something, you're not going to have, you know, stupid writing on there. Okay, there we go.
Keep your stupid writing to the back.
Yeah, you know, just whatever.
Keep your notes to yourself.
Yeah. Okay. So, this is really saturated. You can tell. It's even kind of. Yeah. Okay. Let's just get some stuff going here. This is when you can really, and what I want to do, And I'm going to do it, I think that this would be a wonderful way to get some sky color in here and prepare this for my little row of trees. You know, my little row
of
trees.
Good golly. I'm gonna go get some water.
Oh, okay.
For me. Do you need water?
I have water. Thank
Okay,
you.
but I'm gonna go get me
Okay,
water.
so I've got all these
Y'all be
different colors
good.
of blue to choose from here. And that's kind of, oh, darn it. But notice I'm leaving some white areas to show. Let's see, let's get a little bit of this steel blue in here. You know, it's winter time. We're going to have snow and whatnot. And so we want to suggest that, you know. So you need some purpley blues and you need some blue blues. And you just keep dabbing them in there until your paper's going to start to dry. And see how it's kind of bleeding down below here? So I'll be able to have a horizon line. Okay, what do we have here that I don't have on here? Oh, let's try a little royal blue. And then we've got some indigo over here. You know, it's winter time, so maybe some of those clouds are kind of... That's my story of spattering. It goes everywhere except where I want it. Some of those clouds are going to be a little bit angry. All right. Watercolor, less is more. We're just going to take that, and this is what's nice about this little, having this little on here. I don't have to worry about the water going places where I don't necessarily want it. And you also must remember that watercolor, when you first put it on there, is going to be a lot darker wet than it is dry. It's going to dry much lighter. And I just think that's, isn't that a beautiful sky? I think that's a beautiful sky. All right. Now, here's my puddle technique. Little wipey here. Okay. The puddle technique. We're going to actually make, and I'm going to use the other side. Okay, we're doing a wet on wet technique, and I call it puddles. We're going to make some ornaments here. That's my goal.
She's calling her shot.
I'm going to try to not put the water everywhere, and I would turn this so that you could see it, but I'd really rather not. We're going to do one puddle at a time. I need a little smaller brush here. See how I can just reach over there and grab it? I always rinse my brush out because I have been known not to.
She always does it because she's been known not to.
I always give it a rinse because I probably might not have cleaned it the last time. All right, I'm looking at the edge here, and what I want is I want much stronger color.
I need more.
And I'm just going around that edge there. Create my little ornament. And remember, it's round, and I want to keep it round because that's, you know, that's what, and I just don't necessarily want it just that. So I'm going to come in here with a little, oh, that's kind of lame. I don't really like that. Put a little blue in here.
Hello, Josica. And Marguerite.
Okay, and now we've got raw umber here, which I like raw umber. We're going to make a bit of the little, you know, the little thing that's on the top.
Uh-huh. What do you call that? The hanger?
Yeah. I want to be a little bit careful. If it does go down there and does a little bit of whatever there, that'll be okay too.
It's reflecting.
Yeah. Okay. Now I'm going to clean up this edge over here. I'm really glad I have my strong purple that I dug out of my other. So my ball doesn't have any bumpies on it.
Uh-huh. You need to round out your balls.
There we go. Now.
Deb says she's a fan of a double primary set, whether in acrylics or watercolors.
What is it?
A double primary set. So I guess you get 2 of every of the primaries.
Oh. Well, there you go.
I didn't know that that existed.
Me either.
Look at us learning things. Happens daily. I'm just saying, you know, for the baubles, they should be not bumpy. Oh, hello, Carolina.
Okay, now I'm going to see if...
Eddie, will you translate for me? I sort of know what she's saying, but very, you know, just a little.
Just to get a little bit of variety here, because it just seems to be kind of all the same. And this is what's lovely about having different colors of blue in your palette.
Fran wants to know, have you used a quill or an oval wash brush or a wisp? I don't think
I don't really do those unless I'm doing calligraphy. I just don't. I mean...
fancy brushes.
Fancy brushes. Oh, I do have one of those quill brushes. But those are called specialty brushes. And I will, once I start getting to the cards, I will bring in my Saber... my really floppy one. I really like it. Okay, now here's the Prussian down here. Let's try to get a little bit of that over here on this side where we want to make it just a little teensy weensy bit dark. And then we have that on our thing, and we can make our little hanger up here. There we go. Now, if we want, we can take and we can cut these out. I thought this would be a cool idea. If you would cut them out, and then you would poke a hole up there where the little thing, the hanger goes, and then they could be little tags for your presents.
Or a dangly card.
Or a dangly card. Yeah. Okay, this is still slightly wet over here. I'm going to come in and add a little bit of drama here.
That's funny, Deb.
Because remember, as it dries, you can do that. You just play with it ever so slightly. Remembering, you know, you're not painting houses.
Hello, Purple Deb.
Alrighty. Playing in the puddle. Now this is one way to play in the puddle.
But you gotta move slowly when you're moving the puddles.
Yeah. And it is kind of doing this, so it will.
Alright. Carolina wants to say hello to everyone and wish them good health, a festive time with your families, and love that lasts forever for each of us, especially Brian and Patricia. Strong hug to you too.
You could, and Griffin Chip, there's all kinds of things that you could do with that, other than what we're doing today. What I'm just trying to do today is just give a really basic, fundamental...
A good overview.
Yes. And then we're going to play with a whole lot of different things that that you can do. But today, hopefully, we might make it to some of... I don't know.
Snap, snap, Patricia.
We're just going to try to get down what, the techniques here. All right, this is going to be wet on dry. Very obviously, your paint is wet. Your paper is completely dry. This is where you can have a lot of fun with actually mixing your colors and watching them go together when you're just playing around on the, I'm going to use my very old brush here. That I don't know that these are natural bristles. I suspect they're not. And I wished I had a smaller version because this is awfully large for this piece of paper. Well, here, let's use, we've got this little brush here. This is one that
that came in the set. From Xandra.
From
right?
Xandra. And this is the Jean Bowen 3386. It's a number 9.
Now, I'll tell you this. So, we did some research, and Jeanette helped me in everything. So, I'm pulling Jeanette into this. But here's a little brush set that we found that we feel like is very comparable. And I think she was the one who had mentioned to me that another artist had mentioned this set and loved it. So, there is a link.
Okay.
It's called a cat's tongue.
Cat's tongue brush. Well, it makes lovely little petal type things. And, or what, just whatever you want to do. Like I said, you should probably make sure that you,
ooh, like that.
Swatch your colors ahead of time. Because if you don't, you're going to have them all mussed up. I really like that pink.
I do too. Well, you know that. Hello, Sonia.
I will say that the ferrule on this is already loose, so I figure I'll probably have to, but I've had to do that with my expensive, I just glue them down and they're fine. Okay, muss that yellow up, it's not going to be the same. Try to clean it up.
Nah, come on now. She's going to dig holes in them too.
All of my paints have holes dug in.
She's a holy watercolorist.
Yeah, I am. Okay, let's get some of this really bright.
I like to even things out. I know that, some of y'all already know that about me. But big shocker.
Okay. Wet on dry. You let it dry.
Well, I am not well, but I mean, I am well. Pea is great.
Yeah, I'm good. Okay, and always form your, when you've washed it. And it still has a little yellow on it. I'll wash that out next time. All right, now for this next technique, you're going to need a round. And this is, a round is the one where it comes to a point. The other one that's kind of sort of round but flat a little bit is called, I think, a filbert. I'm not really big on those, so I don't...
Julie's also a hole digger.
Is she a hole digger?
I think a lot of people are.
I just, I try not to.
That's not true.
But...
I don't even think you thought about it until I called you out on it. Like it wasn't a thing.
No, it wasn't a thing.
Until I made it a thing.
Okay, this technique, I used to love doing this with my children because this is when that really crappy brush that you get with your Crayola paint set works really, really well. Now, you can buy a fan brush. But I really like the quality, and this is where you need to have your paint mixed up over here because we're not dipping into the hootie doodah here.
What's the hootie doodah?
We're not dipping.
Okay, that's the hootie doodah.
We're dipping here.
Dipping in the bowl.
We're dipping in the color that we've already mixed. All right, this is called dry brush. And it's good for a lot of things.
With a manually made fan.
With a manually made fan.
She's really handling it.
And it really helps if your color's kind of concentrated. But you get some nice textures there.
Ah.
You can do grass.
Yes, that is true, Jeanette.
What is that?
She's a very good brush parent. You should dry them flat first. Standing them up will cause the wet stuff to
fall down in it. And
that's why the thing comes undone. And,
yeah.
That is true.
I hear you. And you shouldn't leave them standing in the water either.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to show you some grass here. It might have a little mixture of some other stuff in it. But your brush needs to be fairly dry, but still wet enough that you can pick your bristles apart. Because if it's completely dry, it's just going to fluff.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So this is semi-wet.
Semi-wet. And if you pick up different colors of green on there, you can really get some cool things going on. You know, a grassy effect. You can actually do a kind of leaf shape business there. It's just a fun thing just to muss about with. Muss about with. I've done seashells.
I was wondering where you've been, Anthony. This is our London Anthony.
Ah. Okay. So that's basically the gist of the 3 techniques that I do use quite consistently. And, yeah, you should at least lay them flat. And if you can, I have this stuff that I used to use to anchor the tomatoes into the tomato cage. It's kind of rubbery wire. It's what I use in the bathroom in there.
Yeah, that weird green stuff that you have.
But it's kind of nice because it's grabby.
She hangs them in the bathroom.
I hang them in the bathroom. Yeah.
We used to have a nice house.
Yeah.
That's where artists hang out.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
It's a studio.
Okay, so I've got some pieces of paper here, just, you know.
Ah, thanks, Anthony.
What?
He says he's been just hanging in the background lately.
You could use your fan brush on your gel press. Yes, you could. Absolutely, you could. And I have used this fan brush on the gel press when we were doing, boy, let's see how loose that thing is. It's getting ready to come off.
She is a bad brush parent.
I'm a
Jeanette.
bad brush parent. I am.
Yeah, she'll yell at Izzy about it all. She knows what to do.
I know what to do. I just don't necessarily
subscribe.
Do it. But this particular brush here, low Cornell. It was like it's not real high dollar. I don't mind using this for acrylic.
Is what you're saying.
I don't even really know why it's in here. But
it made its way over there.
It made its way over there. Okay, so we're going to do another. I call this my volcano effect.
Yeah.
It's where you take and you draw some lines.
Is there going to be an explosion?
No.
Why would you call it the volcano then?
Well, you'll see here in just a little bit.
Okay.
Okay, now you have to see where you're...
Well, it feels like an explosion.
And then if you want to, you can take and, okay, what do I want here? I want come up from the bottom here, join up, and then you have this.
Hey, Barbara.
Tree and root.
Tree and root. Oh, I like how you're connecting those.
Okay, so you can tell the water at the top, and what you do is you just keep working it.
Work it.
Work it.
Just gotta keep working it.
But I do want to get some stuff going on down here.
This thing makes me crazy. And for those of you that have come in, do say hello in the chat so we can say hello back. If you see the chat and you have availability to chat, then we're live. If you don't and you're just maybe seeing it, then that means we're in replay. And we do appreciate you hanging out, watching replays. Do leave comments down below. Tell us hello. Ask questions. That's the place to do it. And subscribe to the channel if you're new. That's wonderful. Hello, Katura.
You can tell I don't do a lot of talking when I'm doing this.
Yeah. I'll try to talk.
I told him right now. See, look at that. There's a lovely bloom going on there.
So why do you call it volcano?
Because it goes. Everybody got that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what's this? This is cobalt blue.
Hey, Sherry. Yes, Merry Christmas to everybody. Happy holidays and all that.
And if you want to make some of your little volcano trees a little bit more, you know,
Jennifer says
oofy.
she wants to know, are you making flowers? We don't know yet. This is the discovery period. Right?
This is a plane in the puddle muddle.
Yeah, playing in the puddle muddle. I have to put that in the description.
It does require that you hold your brush perpendicular.
Yeah.
I think that you all got that part, right?
And I'm kind of wondering if I should point this down a little bit.
Do what?
Do what? Point this down a little bit, like that, so they can see your face and the brush a little bit more. Let's see about. Hopefully this doesn't mess it up. I don't think it's going to. I'm messing with things. Y'all just want you to know in case things go weird. Oh, see, it is all the way zoomed out.
Let me get some yellow in here.
How's that, y'all? That way you can kind of see it in the small screen on the, yeah. Oh, I didn't sleep well last night at all, really. And then I tried to take a little bit of a nap this afternoon and I got a little bit of sleep. I've been taking Dayquil, which makes me kind of...
I don't like that feeling.
I don't either, but I
feel
would
like
to
I'm
breathe.
walking around in a fog.
I'd rather, be breathing in the fog
Oh.
than, suffering
Okay.
with clarity. See, that's funny.
Okay, so let's
Y'all like this view? Let me know. If not, I can change it up or whatever. I can try something else. I can't back up much more. I mean, it's... Yeah, I think that's more your go-to place, isn't it? Abstract art.
Yeah, I can do flowers, but I really like doing this because then what I like to do is I like to come back in with my pen, you know.
Oh, Patty wants to know about your ring. You always get asked about that one. I think it's the orangey, yellowy one.
It's sea urchin.
Sea urchin?
Mm-hmm.
There you go. No, that's very nice of you, Anthony. Hey, okay, so I watched our stream back some today because I was pulling. Oh, we have to do the giveaway for the birds, or for the bird card. But we got a little twist on that, perhaps. Let's see how far we get. You know, what's allowed time-wise here. But anyway, I was reading chat, and Eddie had this awesome idea. I just am such a dum-dum, and I've never really messed with it. The AI picture thing. So I tried to upload some of our pictures, and then it like comboed us and made us into some other person, and I was like, no, that's not what I'm trying to achieve here. So, if anybody that has better, you know, skills than I wants to take a crack at it, let me know, and I can send you some pictures of P and I, but I just...
What are you talking about?
Hey, I was barely able to handle, like... Okay, let me try to explain this. So, you know how people make the AI-generated artwork, right?
Well, I do. No, not
like
really.
in theory, you
yeah,
do.
I
Though.
do.
Okay.
I mean,
that's
I
about
know.
all I understood of it as well.
Yes.
But I went to a site that was free because I was like, well, I'm not paying for this because I don't really know. I don't understand it enough. I mean, I'm willing to pay if it works. That's fine.
Yeah.
But what I was hoping it was going to do, because I uploaded our black and white pictures that we used for our main picture.
All right.
And I was hoping to do something different with them.
Oh.
But it made us into a totally different person. And then the second time, it didn't really even do anything. So, I thought it was a fantastic idea.
There you go.
It's not in my skill set. And in my current condition, it's definitely not worth the brain power.
We're going to do some trees because I promised that we were going to have...
and I'm putting chapstick on my nose because it hurts.
Oh, bless your heart.
Look at it.
Oh,
It's angry.
I really like blue trees.
I like blue trees.
But again, the technique is just the same.
I wasn't having it.
It's playing in the puddle. Using a lot of different colors.
Naomi is asking, when you are painting the shadow, is it done darker in the center first?
Oh, sweetie, I don't worry about that kind of stuff. Well, it depends on your light source.
Yeah, I know. Well, I definitely wasn't trusting it. Yeah, everybody's super freaked out about it, but it definitely wasn't listening to me. So, you know, still has a ways to go in my book. Julie Torrens to help you. Oh, okay. I think it might be easier for us to just take a darn picture.
Really, the secret to this technique is knowing when to stop.
Uh-huh.
Okay. One blue tree down. Now we're going to do another little tree up here.
That's very beautiful.
Paper scooting on me. Okay.
You could hold it down with a little piece of washi.
Russian. It's really weak.
That's funny. Anthony has a nerdy joke. He says, well, I heard AI is a terrible dinner host. Always gives you bite-sized portions. funny.
Okay, see that one? How it just went pew. Perfect tree.
Perfect. Look at that.
Done.
These are beautiful.
I'm just grabbing a bunch of different colors of blue, and I'm trying to find out where my water is here. And again, this is just playing around in the puddle. Changing up the color of my blue.
Ah, that is a good way to look at it. But so Naomi was asking. She says, I was asking because of the last painting had good shadows, but I can't figure out where the lighting's come from, what direction. You might be overthinking it a little bit, Naomi. That's just my thought about it. But then Jeanette says it's trusting the process too. I think, you know, I mean, unless you're gonna get realistic, you know, real.
Yeah. Okay. Well, here on my
Hey, Barbara.
Let's bring the balls back.
Bringing the balls back.
Bringing the balls back. And we're going to add a little bit more.
It's true, Jessica. Yes.
Okay, now what I'm doing right now is going to create a bloom. But I don't really care about that. But here, this side over here, this is my dark side. This is my light side. Okay? Does that make sense?
And then Eddie says, Donde está la agua? Why are you asking where the water is? I don't know, man. What do you mean?
We don't understand, Eddie.
He's messing.
Okay, that's as far as that's as much as I worry about which side the shadows are.
Where the light is.
Where the light is. That's it.
Just don't go into it if it's calling you.
Yeah.
You weren't ready.
Oh, let's bring our sky back. Look at this sky. Holy moly. Does that just remind you of John Sloan or Constable? Yeah, one of those.
Yeah, one of those.
One of those dudes. Okay, but look at this. Look at how cool this is looking.
Oh, Eddie said you were looking for your water. So that's why I said, Donde está la agua?
Oh.
Donde está la biblioteca?
Thank you, Eddie. All right, we're just going to do one big tree because we've got hardwoods, you know, not really. This is where I really love the larger palette. I could mix these colors and have them over here in this dish. Right? Everybody understands that. That if you don't have a really extensive palette, mix your colors up before you get ready to go. And you can even use the little other side of the palette that they provide for you. Because remember, your watercolor is resoluble. It can dry up and you can still put water on it and it's going to come back and it's going to be okay. That's true with all of the any watercolor.
Oh, awesome. And hello, Gina.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. that's your bridge word, I guess. Across languages is library. That's funny.
But when I run into a puddle, I just pull it out as far as I can get it. And did you see what happened there?
That's volcanoing. Wasn't that, I don't know, wasn't there like a cartoon or something that like kind of made that funny, or was it like a Adam Sandler movie or something? It's my 90s brain trying to recall something. would like to know.
Okay, that was fun. Did y'all think that
Yes.
was
Riveting.
riveting? All right.
Riveting. Watercolor's a blast. Woo!
Mariah,
Sorry.
I'm going to cut you off from the cough syrup. She said, actually, you know, that cough syrup, I know that the active ingredient in there is alcohol.
I have not been hitting the cough syrup. Only the
Okay, we're going to make a more
other
traditional tree here. Going to be kind of greeny.
Oh. Well,
Sort
I'll
of.
believe it if I see it.
Just messed up every green I have over there. Okay, now, if we needed to have it just be ever so slightly a little bit more, you know, traditionally green, we can come in and add some little spots of...
And that's where the sun's hitting it. See, that's where you can kind of come in.
a little yellow there.
Yeah.
Not allowing that water to work for you. It's just going to take it wherever, and because the paper's doing this, so it's going to go to the outside. Okay, I could mess with that some more, but you know, sometimes it takes two people to do a watercolor.
Uh-huh. Somebody needs to tell them to stop.
Somebody to hit them with a 2x4.
Oh, that's a great idea. So, Patty's given some great advice there.
Okay.
She says, Naomi, place a lamp near your painting and see where the shadow falls, then paint them in. That should help. So,
yeah.
And then Naomi says, yes, she will try that. That is a great idea.
All right. It is, and it also helps, you know, I would have my children, when we were doing shading, put an arrow where the sun was coming from, and then they would make a little dark moon over here and make it dark. So this was the dark side, and this was the light side. That was one way that, you know, when they were coloring spheres and they were trying to achieve gradation and whatnot, that's how you do that. All right. I'm very proud that my water's still kind of... Oh my goodness, did you see that pink flip out there?
Oh, Naomi, this is the other Anthony. Well, I don't know. I mean, I'm assuming this Anthony doesn't do woodworking, but this is London Anthony. Anthony Cody is the woodworker. Red tree. That's not true, Anthony. I was very happy when you arrived.
What is that?
He says the disappointing one, Naomi. Oh, that's funny though. Not true.
All right, so we have a green tree, we have red trees, we have blue trees, we have purple trees.
Trees, trees, trees. Rainbow trees.
Trees, trees, trees. Well, let's just do a really old, boring brown tree here.
Dead tree.
Dead tree.
So we used to get a live tree every year. And she knows what I just say about it. And then we would just move it outside to the patio. Out, like, you know, because we lived in this townhouse. And we just move it out there and, like, plug it in. And did you come and visit? Or, we would keep it until... Seriously, like...
Well, birds would nest in it.
No, the bird never nested in it.
Oh, that was the.
But I
potted
can't
plant.
remember if it was you or Dad who was like, you know, it's kind of a hazard, like, because it's dry. And
Yeah,
y'all
and the smoke.
smoke
That's
out
where the
here.
smokers hung out.
Just wait for somebody flicking ash over there.
Because they do. You know.
They do. Because there was usually alcohol involved as well. But anyway. People would come over and be like, oh, the tree's still here.
Well, that's what we do inside now.
Yes, but that's a whole other thing. And, you know, it's the fake tree, so, you know, it's not.
This is the pine beetles have.
Yeah. Ooh. Oh. So, SWR has a 1961 aluminum tree. Her mother threw her grandmother's away that was in perfect shape. Her husband bought her the replacement. Bye, Helen. Thanks for hanging. I do need to do the, are you going to get, okay, so it's 4 o'clock. You got about an hour, a little less than an hour, but.
Well, I'm still. What do you want me to do, Mariah?
Well, I don't know. I'm saying, like, you know what, are you feeling like you're kind of on the right schedule here? I don't know.
I'm perfectly happy. I don't know what everybody else.
Did you do more bird cards, or are you going to make more bird cards?
No, I have bird cards, but I don't want to talk about that right now.
Okay. We're not talking about the bird
We're
cards.
not talking about that right now. I'm making trees.
Okay, well then I'm going to spin the wheel for the bird card.
Okay, but with that in mind,
Yeah.
I see all of my card stuff is way over there.
Yeah, I know.
I don't have access to it.
I know, you're doing watercolor. I get it. I'm not
But
pressuring
you just have to understand. I did do some more coloration on the bird.
So maybe, you know what we'll do? We'll just spin the wheel again. I'll keep the list, and then we'll just keep, you know, everybody that wanted a bird card from the original, last stream.
I think 5 birds,
Okay.
counting that one. So there's 4 birds left. Maybe 3 birds left. But I could make some more bird stamps. I mean, that's not, you know, wow.
A bird in hand is worth 2 in the bush.
Yeah, well, these ain't bushy birds. These are
It's a lot of bird talk.
flying high birds.
Y'all know what we're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Those of you that signed up, I think do.
Okay. Well, we're just gonna continue playing with trees because I'm having a really good time with it.
Okay.
And I'm liking them, and I'm just, yeah.
Jessica is making trees now. Wonderful. Bird card. Sharon Robertson. Okay, they're gonna start chanting here in a minute. I think spin that wheel. Yep. Okay. See, you mention it. Let's see here. Okay, I gotta. Sorry, my poor little brain. See if it pops up. Yes, look at that. It did. Woohoo! All right, so I got everybody in the list. Hopefully, you know, you can kind of see that. Oh, sorry about that. Probably. Whoa. Okay, so bird card. I need to spin it. How do I spin it? Oh yeah, press on it. Tell you, y'all. Charlotte Harley. All right. I think she's a. See, a lot of people were, I think, also excited because then if they were if they are a replay watcher, they could enter to get the card. So Charlotte, reach out to me, email me, message me on Facebook or who's it, what's it, and I will get your card to you. The bird card. But there'll be more, y'all. There will be more. So the cards have gotten out of control again this year. Like, we just can't. She can't. I don't. I've tried to contain it. She loves y'all. She wants everybody to have a card.
Well, everybody that wants one. I mean, I'm not.
Well, yeah, but there's a lot of one. There are people that want them.
And I got a little splash going on here, but that's all right. When I get done, I'll just make some more splashes, and it'll all work out.
Sandy Franklin. So the last stream, I asked people to sign up, and I will take Charlotte off the list though. Yes, I know. It is. I did see that. It looks so good. So did Pete. She saw it because I saw her comment. Helen's card.
Remind me.
So you sent her, or we sent her, the one that's on the blue plaid with the reindeer.
Oh, yeah.
And then she had the little vignette all set up. And it was
I did. I said it looked
fabulous.
like it was
yes.
meant to be there. That was its original home.
Sherry says, make them into printables on the website to save postage. No, we like sending out cards. Oh, Angela Lansbury tree ornament, huh? Like, did she design it, or what makes it so expensive?
Red snow. Orange snow.
Sherry says, this brings back summer memories of M and P in allergy meds. Remember that episode, y'all? See, we don't. We were probably medicated or whatever, yeah.
I don't remember it.
And I always feel so bad. I tell you, if I get a cough, I'm not streaming. Because that's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
This is why I don't spatter. It's as much as I want to be, you know.
Containing it, no.
You know, directional and precise and whatnot.
I get real goofy on this.
It never, ever. And look, it's already messed up my brand new paper.
No. It'll be alright.
Dadgummit. Okay. Do a little cleanup here. Okay.
They love the trees. Yes, definitely high on the Benadryl or something.
Yes, I have to wait for them to dry before I can give them, you know, a whatever. Okay.
Oh, you're not crazy, Sherry. Not at all. And there was a good, like, I think we were, you know, coughing for a good month or whatever, and I was like, it was really getting out of hand.
Oh, I would just have this thing where it was like it was coming from the bottom of my stomach kind of cough.
Yeah.
That lasted for 2 months at least.
Yeah, I don't know what was up with your business.
But I think it was long COVID. That's what I think. I swear to you. I think that's what that was.
Oh, you're well. Yay, Liz. That's awesome.
All right. Well, we had a request for some flowers.
That's right.
Y'all know the kind of flowers that I do. They're very loosey-goosey. They really have... they're the essence of flowers.
I said whimsy.
You said whimsy?
I do. Yeah, I called this one watercolor whimsy.
All right. Well, let's just... Okay. I'm very fond... A larkspur is kind of like a tree upside down. I like larkspur a lot. And you just load your brush up with some color and you just kind of make little flower.
Are those Christmassy flowers?
Absolutely, Mariah.
Okay. Question, do the watercolors need to be sealed after you finish?
Nah.
I mean, unless you're going to, you know, have them in a wet area. Then I would say maybe you don't want to do that, but...
yeah.
Oh, yeah. See, Darcy and them, they had that business that you had.
The long COVID?
Well, or cough of, you know, the deep cough.
Oh. I mean. All right, now what I'm grabbing here is Prussian blue, and I'm going to give it a little dot, heather and yawn. Don't know if that's what I want. Add a little pinky.
Oh yes, if you're gonna hang a watercolor in a bathroom or someplace that it's, you know, humid, you might want to seal it.
There we go. I don't know, kind of flower-like. Now I'm going to let that dry before I add leaves or whatever. But we'll have a little bit of a companion flower here. And basically what I do, if you want to know who is really brilliant at this, is Louisa Heinzel. You ever watched her make little flowers? She's like awesome.
Y'all let her know that we were giving her love. Which brush are you using?
It's just a little round brush.
Okay.
I want to make sure that I've blended enough. Let's see, I'm just trying to get into... I want to leave some areas here open so I can add some yellow middle parts.
Yellow middle parts.
But I don't want to do that when it's like this. Okay, I'm grabbing another tiny brush here. Little tiny brush. Teeny tiny brush. And we're going to go with some indigo here.
What's this flower? Or are you just making it pure?
I'm just making it.
Okay.
Okay, I really like that a lot. I don't know if I'm helping that.
No.
Not
every, left it alone.
Not every flower that you make is going to be wonderful. And the more practice you get at this, the better off it will be. Now, again, that needs to dry so that when I come in there and add some middle parts to that.
It doesn't muck about.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it's going brown.
Right. Okay, now, the other thing that you can do, relatively clean tissue here. And start over. You know, if you don't. Now, this just doesn't always work. Doesn't always work, but then you come in with some more water here.
Oh, goodness. All right.
Kind of integrate some of that, you know, that look like skulls.
Yeah, it kind of took an angry direction. Or Jeanette says, or just turn it over and do something else.
There you go. That's always an option.
It is always an option.
Okay, I think that's coming along. Okay. We're just going to leave that alone. And I can just kind of make some little...
No. So the current record with the long haul actually sits with Julie Parker.
Yeah.
Now, we don't have it on video, but she did submit pictures. So, I feel like, you know. And she did 37. And then I think P and Eddie are at what? Like...
Mine's 30.
30.
This is kind of
Yes.
hydrangea kind of thing here.
Hi, Betty.
And we'll add some, you know, some...
That's a lot of pulls.
greenery here in a minute and
Yeah.
make it all kind of look like there's not floating flowers.
Floating flowers.
Floating flowers.
Make some sense of it. What are you doing that for?
Well, that's just going to be kind of a piece of grassy whatnot. You got to have a little yellow in there, because I am going to have some yellow in the center of that.
Okay.
All right. We'll see if we can get back to that a little later. That is the other thing about doing flowers, doing anything. You really have to give it in between time. And it needs to dry completely, because if it's the slightest bit wet, then it's going to do some other things and you're not going to be happy with it. Okay. I think I need to do some more.
Bracelet.
I need a bigger piece of plexiglass.
Oh.
Just look at that beautiful sky. It's just almost a shame to do anything else to that.
I put some blue stuff on paper. I love it.
This is not obvious.
No one else could do that. Did you see how I applied that blue paint to the paper? It's beautiful. I love you. It does take talent. But that was funny. She's pouting. It'd be nice to be I'm sick. And I had a baby.
Well, that does not excuse your crappy behavior.
That's probably true too.
Just because you don't like watercolor doesn't mean that other people are not liking this.
That's true.
How many people we still have
Hey, y'all
here?
let us know in the chat, and then let us know in the comments. Did you enjoy this? Do you love watercolor? Thumbsy upsies, watercolor, all that business.
Well, I refreshed my thing because it said I only had 4 thumbs up there, and I was getting ready to have a hissy fit. Just, you know, throw everything down and...
You'd be like, yeah.
Okay, well, now we've got
Oh, okay.
to muddle through this.
I need to find that one that P gave me. I don't... Sometimes it gets intermixed with the paint over here.
Oh, all right. Now I'm and Deb C says watercolors are almost as much fun as the gel plate.
Okay, numbers say that gel plate printing is more interesting.
Who said that?
The numbers.
The numbers?
Of the viewers.
Oh.
But it's tricky because the thing is that we're not necessarily known for watercolor. This is the tricky part about being like a mixed media channel. Because, you know, you want an audience that knows what they're going to get. But then again, it's very hard because we are mixed media. We do a lot of different things. So it doesn't always appeal to people on that larger scale of being able to know what you're going to get whenever you arrive. Does that make sense? YouTube. So, you know, we love y'all that love hanging out with us, that, you know, no matter what the day is. Yes, and that is true too, Patty. It is close to the holidays, and people are out running around doing things. That is very true. Now, what's this going to be? Like a dusky. Oh, because see, we have skies like that sometimes. It's usually the spring. But sometimes in the mornings, the sunrise is pretty. Usually, it's more pink in the mornings.
Yes.
And sorry for the...
And I'm going to try to make this a little more vivid. And it's really, sometimes it's really hard because you don't know how it's going to really dry. Now I'm just going to put some water down here and get some bloomy things going on here, indicating, you know, some cloud mass or whatever.
To be determined. TBD. That's what this watercoloring is.
Yes, and this is gonna, I'm just, you know, you have to just visualize the little trees just marching across the bottom here. That's what you have to visualize.
Oh, well, thank you, Patty. Oh, well, see, there we popped in. Maybe we talked about watercoloring enough or something that it's like, oh, we should recommend this to people that are interested in watercolors. Then they'll stay longer.
Well, I know, but we don't really know who they are. We're just
know.
mainly doing this because Naomi was...
Naomi, this is for you.
Naomi?
She is enjoying it.
Yeah, there we go.
And she's loving the purple one.
The purple one?
Yeah, and then in chat, y'all just keep talking about watercolors too, because I'm pretty sure that they like scan that at some point. Crawl it is really probably the word to use.
Where's the sun?
And those of y'all that are, that's cool. Those of y'all that are watching in replay, leave us some comments down below. Let us know. And how do you spell watercolor?
I like the O-U-R, but I don't
that's
know.
how I put it in the title. Oh, that's so pretty. Okay, Josica says, in her country of Slovenia, whenever they have such a beautiful and colorful sunset, we say that Santa is baking cookies.
Oh,
Love that idea.
I'll tell Izzy that.
Yeah,
She'll love that.
She will.
All right, I'm going to put this down over here because it's really wet.
Yeah, and it's fancy and posh to use the, yes.
Well, my book spells it that way. The book
that Carrie gave us.
Uh-huh. It's.
I say us.
I wished I had more of those plates.
Yeah. Well, you could use your glass mat over there. Or is it buried?
Well, I could, but then it would just be that one thing.
Well, or if you still had your photo ones, you could use that.
Well, I wonder if I could just take
You could.
my gel plate.
You could do that. Oh, well, yeah. And just put them on the gel plate. They'll hold the little boogers down.
Yeah.
I mean,
Hey, we may have just discovered.
I doubt that. I'm sure somebody else has done that. But if they haven't, then y'all saw it here.
Yeah, we'll take credit.
We'll take care of it. You saw it here. Share this stream with your friends.
Lots and lots of water. And we're going to go with indigo. Make a very angry sky up here.
I know, Robin. I feel that way too. I get real disappointed about that. That's the other reason that I hate raku. It destroys the colorful wonderfulness of glazing. Uh-huh. Did you see that face? Did you see her? But Robin says, I wish watercolors stayed brighter. Sometimes they fade quite a bit as they dry.
They do.
One of the things you could do if you do want to seal it, you want it shiny and pretty and all of that, is just Mod Podge it. It'll snip those colors right up.
It will.
Yes, you guys are doing awesome.
Okay, let's try a little phthalo there.
Oh, goodness. Yes, I am not a fan of the raku. It's because one of my little pots was ruined as a child. It was...
God, she's still
I'm
harping
scarred.
on about it.
Uh-huh. Because it was not... I did not authorize that. And it was beautiful and yellow. And then it came out. And it was not beautiful and yellow. It looked like it was burnt. Do you still have that little pot?
Yeah.
Because I was so upset about it.
Oh, Lord. it was... I
It's
just told her.
scarring.
I said,
It
if you don't
scarred me.
shut up, I'm not ever taking you to my class again. I'm done with this. Sometimes stuff works out and sometimes it don't. This is a don't time. So just suck it up, Buttercup. That's the way, you know, art goes like that.
Yeah. We'll have to show him the little pot sometime. Oh, a gorgeous, moody watercolor sky.
Isn't it?
Uh-huh.
Okay, I'm just thinking.
That is cool. Sherry says, to add to the nostalgia, I have a 48 pan set with a cool lid from Kmart that was like less than $2. That I painted and painted with. Yeah, the wet on wet is, I think, the most interesting. Oh. Oh, Eddie has some original watercolors in his shop. Is that your Ko-fi or your Etsy? Or do you have Ko-fi? Is it? I know Darcy does Ko-fi. Have you dropped your Etsy? I know you were talking about maybe doing that.
I like that. I like this
I do too.
streaminess.
You know what's funny is it kind of looks a little like it looks like those alcohol ink ones that are kind of rock-like looking.
Well, we're going to call that
Yeah.
a go.
Eddie does have videos on watercoloring.
Oh, well, Eddie.
I think he's pretty good at it.
Well, what am I doing this for?
Well, because people like to see you watercolor too. He does more, like, you don't do the whimsy kind of thing. Right? I don't know. I could be wrong about that. I remember seeing some trees. Ooh. That's fun. He does do whimsy, but harder to do on camera. He gets all nervous. Well, if it's a video, you don't have to show the video. But I do kind of understand that. I don't do watercolor. I've done one. Now, I will use the watercolors to, like, color things. But that's not really watercolor. It's using them as more of, like, a tool than artistic expression. We are getting closer to the 8,000. It was funny because, like I was saying at the beginning there, that I looked at it earlier today. We were at 7,801, and then I came up here when we were streaming, or right before, and looked at it, and it was 7,799. So there you go. Paula's loving the volcano things. Yeah, definitely, Patty. You can always, yes, post your stuff over there. Now, my whole thing with that is that, you know, tell people, like, what they're coming over, what they're seeing, not just, you know, hey, come look at my thing. Oh, that's sweet. That's not true. Jeanette says, I certainly don't have piece talent, but I love playing with them. I don't think that that's true, Jeanette. And Fran's been doing watercolor. Yeah. That's me too, Robin. Oh, you should. Weren't you going to play with the stamps a little bit with the watercolor? Or was I just imagining? Oh, not today. I was imagining that.
That requires getting out my Other supplies.
What other supplies?
This, my card supplies.
Why can't you just stamp in that?
Sometimes you got to re-up your water.
She's ignoring me. Yes, you can do stencils in watercolor. So one of the things that you can do with that is like, so if you put down a bunch of color, get it all wet and everything, lay the stencil on top of it, let it dry. Flat. That's where we screwed up. Because ours was kind of on a bumpy surface. And then it should gather in certain areas and then, you know, push out from others, depending on the stencil or the masks. Yeah, she's in full color. Or yeah, it's watercolor mode. Apologies. Yeah, it's pretty cool. We tried it once. It didn't work so well. But that, again, that was purely because we did not have it. Like, you need to have it on a flat surface. And in fact, if you can kind of put something on top of it without it smushing it too much, I think you get better results.
What are you talking about?
So, when you just, if you wanted to just, you know, put a bunch of painty business out, watercolor, and then put the stencil on top of it and you let it dry, it will then kind of gather in those areas. It's similar to like when you use the saran wrap technique. Like if it's bunched up in certain areas or whatever, then it kind of, in fact, that's the one watercolor that I did that's actually pretty good. I did it in high school. It's a vase of flowers.
You know, this is kind of like vacuuming. I don't mind to vacuum, but I really hate to listen to somebody else vacuum.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I think people enjoy watching you. For the most part. I don't feel totally bad, but yeah, I'm definitely, I need to go lay down after this, that's for sure. But thank you. And no worries, Susan. Thanks for popping in.
Yeah, I like how that's doing some weird things.
It is doing weird things. Yes, and the nice thing is like with the Yupo especially, because there are actually some watercolorists that use Yupo. It's kind of one of the, it's been out there, it's been known like to the watercolor community that Yupo, it was kind of, how did they present it? Like an option that you could wipe away. Mm-hmm. Which
I've tried working with it, and I don't, it's just too slick.
And I think Patty Tully Parrish has done it a few times.
Naomi says it relaxes her to watch me watercolor.
But yeah, if you get it
There
all
you go.
painty up and then slap it down, yeah. She's using the hippie crafter stuff that they sent us, which is pretty decent. Not too shabby.
I really like that one. I'm not messing with that one.
Uh-huh. Okay, Paula wants to know. So tell them how you start the volcanoes off again. Basically, it's big blob of water.
No, it's very
Stripes of water.
Stripes of water. Can you see the water? Okay, we're gonna do another one. I like this, and I think it's very simple but very effective. And I'm loving this.
On the gel plate.
Yeah, on the gel plate.
Holds it down.
Holds it down.
There you go.
I have some really, I mean, I was really into this.
Oh, well, that was very nice of them, Eddie. They sent Eddie a whole new box of paints.
What?
Yeah.
Not just one?
Not just one. For them, they don't have open stock, so it's probably easier for them just to send the box of paint than it is to bust open paints and then have a bunch of randos.
I don't know if this is going to stick better if because I didn't do the other side.
Like that.
That.
Yeah, the other one you mean.
Okay, now we're going to go.
Well, you should be good to go for a while then. That's awesome. Okay, this bracelet and the scarf are not friends. They just keep, well, or maybe they're too friendly. They're too friendly. Sorry. Thank you, Susan.
Okay, let's get some Prussian in here.
Okay, question. Had Pete ever used these watercolors? The Kiritaki? No, I don't think so. Gansei Tambi. Graphite colors, 6 color set. Dark metallic black watercolor paint. Professional quality for artists. No.
Have not.
I've heard of those.
I have lots of watercolors. I don't really need any more.
No. There's a box up there.
And then I've got a whole box of tubed watercolors, which I'm sure they're probably all dried out. But all you have to do is just bust them open and
it's a little tricky opening up those metal things, but yeah, once you get it peeled open, they
just
gut it.
Gut it with a X-Acto knife.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like doing that. All right, now we're going to do another volcano. I'm sorry, I got carried away with the other one.
Oh, she has the graphite stuff. We have it in the Winsor & Newton. Don't you have your little bottle of graphite business? Remember? In the little jar? It used to be like right here.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't think I ever had any of that.
The granulating stuff.
Oh, yeah.
She wasn't that impressed with it. It's not her gig. It's not her jam.
I don't probably really know how to use it. It's just a matter of ignorance rather than anything else. I don't.
It's fair. She ain't wrong.
I don't know what you're supposed to do with it.
It's supposed to like make it all like gritty. You gotta pull the color certain places. I think that's what it's supposed to do. Julie says, this is Shiny Things, Julie. Don't ever say you don't need any more. I think that's against the Art Hoarders Code.
I would say that the person sitting across from me informed me that I didn't need any more art supplies.
All right, I often say, could we put that in a giveaway? Often. And she says, no, that's mine.
I am kind of stashed with some of my stuff.
Some of it, but then there's certain things that she's like, okay, I'm ready to get rid of that. Or pass it along. Not granulating. What do you?
I mean, you know, I just think this is so fascinating. I don't know. Maybe I'm just
well, that's very sweet,
weirdest.
Barbara.
But depending on how much you put out there, how much water there is, there's just so many variables here that I'm just fascinated.
Yeah. Oh, Marguerite says the Schmanky is super granular. And I know that that's a brand that Carrie Gibson really likes. Oh, Barbara says, I only care if P thinks she needs or wants them. So she's offering up those paints to you. If you want them, she'll take them.
I'll take them. If I don't have them and I haven't used them, and I'd like to use them, and then the thing about it is you know, if it isn't something that I really am enamored of, I can send it on to someone else.
Or we'll send them back. How's that? I think that's a plan. Thank you, Barbara.
Yes, thank you very much.
Oh, the Kiritaki is a nice fun colors, like messing with the graphite for texture, looking rocks, etc. Yes, enjoy the ink tints and love the regular watercolor. That's what Jeanette says. Jeanette knows these things. That's funny, Eddie. So Patty at Fairy Tales and Fireflies, she says that her husband says that they're drowning in art supplies. And then Eddie says, Patty, that's why I don't have a husband. It's more sad than funny. Well, you know, there's usually a fine line. There's a fine line.
I don't know. I mean, I just really...
That's funny, Julie. My husband calls them the fancy things, not the art supply stuff. This up here, he's just he stays away for the most part.
Oh, that's not going to work. Got to get a bigger plate here.
That's right, Barbara. I love it. Love it. That's good too, Robin. Robin says that her studio's in the basement and she's not sure that the husband knows what's going on down there.
That's really...
That's good. See, ours is upstairs, so like you have to come up here to, you know, witness.
Yeah.
Now, this one, though, there's like a little mid-landing because the stairs go up this way and then they come up. So there's a little mid-landing that she likes to, you know, just park some things. And then I leave them there for a day or two. And if they don't go away, I then move them along to the necessary things. Yeah. Oh, that's good, Julie. She says, the key to a successful marriage, don't comment on one another's hobbies. LOL. That's very true. I like that. I don't know what it is, but I like it. Ooh, that's a bold move.
Isn't it?
Yes.
I'm not done bold moving.
That's funny, Sherry. There you go, Jeanette. Yeah. P is having good art therapy. Are you feeling relaxed and happy?
Yeah. I've almost forgot you guys were there.
That's a compliment. Oh, well, we do have 12 minutes.
Are we going to give any more cards away?
We can.
Gosh,
Yeah.
I'm going to have like, you know, the month of December
It's
is
just card giving away. Okay, but we're not going to do the spinning wheel because like that's just for the people that leave comments. Commenting on the comments. I'll tell you what, y'all, if you come back on this stream, I will add you to the list. If you aren't already on the list, but you'll have to let me know in the comments. Sign me up for a card. And then I'll get you on the wheel. But you have to say, sign me up for the card. So I know to put you on the wheel. But let's do some just chat giveaways. You show up, you're here, let's do it. Okay, where am I going? Nightbot, yes. Okay, keyword. I don't know what number we're on, but I'm going to call it like, I think it's
15, 16.
You don't know. I think it's 18. Bird. Don't you flip that at me. She's flicking water at me. Bird. Hashtag card 18.
Well, I was getting there. You just didn't give me a chance.
Yeah, wait. She was.
You were giving me
15,
negative energy.
16, 17, 18. Yeah, we're at 18. Do, 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 do. Hey, Gayla.
Is that Baltimore Gala?
That's Baltimore Gayla.
Are you just now showing up? Where the hell have you been?
Where have you been, woman?
Oh, she's been hanging out, just waiting for the card giveaway.
All right, SWL, add 18 to yours. Get you in the running here. We are mother and daughter.
Who's
Diana, hello, you must be
hello,
new.
you must be.
Okay, I'm about to roll it. Boom. Sharon Robinson. Okay, we'll do 2 more. But let me write this down. And then Sharon, you know the deal. You got to email me, let me know, and give me your address so I don't have to look it up. Because
Yeah, and especially
my current
in
state of mind.
current state of mind, you might be getting it sometime in February, right before Valentine's Day.
That's not true. Although I'm going to go to bed. I ain't going to lie. I'm going to bed. And these people have to take care of that baby. I worry about that sometimes, but I don't know why. Like,
But yet you were willing to go to New Orleans and leave her with me for a week.
well, yeah, because, well, no. I mean, it's probably would have had some thoughts about that. Okay, hold on. I gotta get it all set up. I gotta refresh twice. It's ridiculous. I don't understand that. It's very irritating.
What card are you giving away? Are you announcing?
I am. Card number
Oh,
19.
I really like that
Joy.
one. Joy.
So, hashtag card 19. I like this one too. It's funky. This is the wonky card that took a lot of, wonky's hard.
It is. It's harder than straight on.
Yeah. It's hard to be wonky.
It really honestly is.
It takes
All right,
more
well,
effort.
I think that's good.
Well, you got 8 minutes to do whatever you need to do.
Well, I'm looking at my cards over here, and I think I can bring them back and show them all to you because I think they're pretty much dry.
Well, that's awesome.
I think that this is really a cheerful little
I love it.
abstract painting.
It's fun. Okay, I'm going to roll it. Rolling, rolling, boom. Oh, it's Patty. Fairy tales and fireflies, fairy tales and fireflies. Ugh. Patty, I think this is your second card, isn't it? She's a collector. Hey, I don't mind.
She's got some good juju going on
She
there.
does. Y'all do whatever you need to do. I'm very
All
happy
right,
that
now,
you want them.
These, can you see over there, still have some shiny stuff going on. So they're not dry enough that I can start adding my greenery. We'll have to do that another day.
Okay, what I would like you to do is lay out everything really nicely so I can just be lazy and take the screenshot. Thank you.
Oh, now see, I have to be careful because
Yeah, don't
it's
overlap.
a little wet. A little wet up there.
Okay, hold on here, and I'm refreshing.
This is a little wet.
Okay. Why is this sticky over here? My tape's
I don't
rolling
know. I
back.
haven't been over there. And this is a little bit wet.
When you have kids, there's a lot of moments where it's like, why is this sticky?
Most of this is dry.
Okay, go ahead and put in hashtag card 19, y'all. I swear, this thing isn't doing its thing.
Get our balls in here. I mean, they're not, they kind of look like jugs now.
Jugs.
They've settled.
Yes. Oh, was it? Oh, card 20. Yeah, I'm sorry, y'all. Card 20. Y'all are doing so good, though. Thank you, Deb. Yeah, that's filling up the list better. Uh-huh. I'm telling you.
There, that was just too much one
I
color.
think I remember you saying that, Susan.
What?
Her nickname used to be Jugs.
Oh.
And then I want to say, well, what happened?
Okay, how about that, Mariah?
I love it. Well, scoot the balls over because you're in the way. Or I guess I could turn you off. Hold on. I'm going to turn your camera off for a second. And I'm going to turn my camera off for a second. Whoop. Turn that on for a second. I'm telling y'all. There, that's very cute. Okay. Leave it alone for a second. Get your hand out of there.
I've got
And then I'm going to roll it.
rolling brushes.
Roll! Panka! Awesome! Yay! You get joy. Oh, hey, you need to show Panka's cards real quick.
Oh,
That's fine. I'm good now. You can take all that away. You're good to go.
This is done?
Yeah.
All right, well, it's just take me a minute here.
Okay.
I've
You got 4.
slow. I just, I think I like my green one the best as far as the placement of the swoopiness of the color. I think it's the most successful, which is really odd. Now, I mean, look at that tree.
That's a fantastic tree.
That is a fantastic tree. You have to consider your negative spaces as well as your positive spaces. Yeah. That's the thing.
You don't have to fill every square inch with watercolor.
Yes,
I struggled with that.
You're not painting walls.
Yeah.
Now, I saved the bless you.
Thank you.
This is a Kwanzaa stamp and then a kitty stamp. I'll probably I'm not even showing that to Izzy.
No, she'll haul off with it and do something. And then, yeah.
And this is
Bye, Fran. Thanks for hanging.
This is Izzy's card.
Isn't that
Look at that.
so
I mean, I just love that expression. Nice little snowflakey business going on there. Nice little eye thing going. Izzy will notice that. Oh, God, she's all about the eyeballs.
Oh, she is.
But see, I put it in this little thing. Panka always wraps her stuff, so. This Merry Christmas. And I think these are some of her transfers from wrapping paper.
She posted in Makers about all that. So there we go. All right, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us. We will be back on Sunday. I think you will continue on with some watercolory business and making some more cards of some sort. Yeah.
I'm going to incorporate some of the more non-traditional uses of your watercolor mediums. I'm going to use stamps.
Yay.
In a whole bunch of different ways. I'm going to bring in, I have, I got these from April, and they're water-soluble pure pigment for wet and dry painting. I'm going to try to use these on the stamps, kind of like everybody's using the woodies a little bit.
Yes, I think that's going to be fun.
But I'm also just going to, just use them on wet on the paper. I think they'll be interesting. Okay. Interesting.
Well, we'll continue on.
What else? Oh, I'm going to show you what I did about the bird paintings. Show you some techniques that I did on the birds to get some.
Oh, yeah. Because they're watercolor, but it's with the metallics and, it's a little bit different.
Well, it's just with the acrylics rather than
watercolor. Oh, I thought you used the
No, I didn't. I used acrylic paints. Well, there you go. You could, but I was just concerned about the wallpaper and having it flake off with the other stuff.
Yeah, and we know that it does that sometimes.
Yeah.
Wonderful. See you guys Sunday.
Bye.